very good morning to you, and thank you so much once again for joining us on the program. Sincere apologies for starting the show behind schedule. Welcome. This is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Yes, we are back again to look at issues as they affect us as Nigerians and as Abians. Thank you so much once again. My name is Ginika Olwaha. Now, the harsh economy continues to bite harder Nigerians. We'll continue to talk about it. We'll discuss about it. We'll profile solutions, and hopefully we'll believe that those in authority will hear what we're saying and do something drastic to address the situation. Nigerians are suffering. That's the true, that's the true state of things right now. Everybody's crying. Now we understand that the price of fuel has also gone up, in addition to other issues, economic issues we are having in this country. Well, that will be our focus on how to salvage the economy of the country vis-a-vis as it affects Nigerians. And joining me virtually from about to talk about this is Sam Ekuribe. He is an economic rights advocate and the executive director of Path to Growth Entrepreneurship Center, an Aba-based NGO that supports SME in Nigeria. Good morning, Mr. Sam. Thank you so much for coming on the show once again.
Thank you very much, Ginika, for having me. How is Umwana today?
Well, I'm sure the situation is as bad as it is, hopefully in Aba. So people are just going about, crying of the economy. So tell us, what is the situation also in Aba?
Honestly, the last straw is the increase in fuel yesterday, and transporters responded in like mind.
Yeah.
Immediately between morning and evening. KK places you took 200 naira is now 300, and places you did 300 is now 500. There was a lot of trekking along Abowere Road there. Really? People trying to make up. It's not easy. Wearing long faces. Pure water has interestingly moved to 50 naira. So 3 is 100 now and 1 is 50 naira. This is just for people, the common man. It's a sad story, but yeah, we are alive. We have to thank God.
All right, I think we should just start with, the last time I spoke with you, Mr. Stam, that was last year, towards the end of last year, I can recall. And I remember that at that time I spoke with you on this platform, inflation was at 22%. Today, it's close to 30%, if I'm not wrong. Things continue to go up, food inflation, everything. And one will be wondering, is there any solution to this problem we are facing in the country right now, Mr. Sam?
My brother, when you say inflation is almost, the Bureau of Statistics say it's almost 30%. Food inflation stands at 35%. But to the common man, as far as I am concerned, whatever you bought in December or January at 1,000 naira has gone more than 1,300. Some have even doubled. So it's not like it's added only 30%. And is there any solution? Well, everything rises and falls on the heels of leadership. If we had gotten if we have the right leadership, there's a way we could, maybe the impact of this could have been better. And that is why in some places in Nigeria.
Hello?
Across Southwest, people are protesting.
Yeah.
And the same voice resonates. They say leaders, the government should do something to ameliorate the plight of suffering masses. So what could be a solution is a large-scale effort by our government. But we have not seen the bite that can deliver that to us, and that's why we are all agitating.
So, from your statement, are you saying that there's no end in sight to what we are having in this country? Because just like you pointed out, protests here and there, and the bigger one is coming. Because I understand that NLC is mobilizing seriously. I don't know if their own will, eventually materialize, because we know what, they make of NLC once it comes to the issue of protest and strike. Maybe 24 hours to the day they've scheduled to go on the protests, they will now say, okay, we are not going to embark on it because the government has spoken to us and we are going to, down, whatever our issues are. So, but are we going to, is it that we are not going to see an end to what we are having in this country? I understand that so many people have been calling for, let us stop this issue of consumption, let us move over to production. But how possible can that be? When you look around, you are an SME expert, you understand what I'm saying. The enablers are not really there if you're talking about, moving the country from consumption to production. First of all, do we have power supply in this country? Obviously not.
Well, my brother, it's a sad story, like I said. For a government that has borrowed over, I think, 12 billion since 1 year that they came into government, and you look and you ask yourself, how much of that went into production or went into the real sector of the economy? You don't need statistics to tell you. All you need is you hear that in Umuahia there are 2 companies, or there are 4 people that were empowered to open mega poultry farms that you see or now see egg at Ishigate, and or in Aba there's this, there's that. But you hear nothing. We borrow and people plow it the way they want, and it's a problem. Interestingly, no sector of the economy is saved from this onslaught. Power has grown worse. In Aba, we have, I think, Aba Power Limited or something. In the past, how many days we have not seen lights in my area. I hear they are going to be either do inauguration on 26th February, and I say, to what end? We have a good government that is good in propaganda. I don't expect much from those people, the strike thing that is about. Just yesterday, I saw the announcement by the NATO, National Association of Road Transport Workers. They said they are backing out of the strike.
Yes.
And don't forget, 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, there was a document, a memo that was leaked, where the president approved 1 billion, that released 500 million for the committee that is set up for negotiation of the new minimum wage. I hope you heard that story.
Yeah. Yes.
Good. So if people that are going to approve minimum wage, you now vote 500 million for them for sitting allowance. Well, what do you think that is? What do you think will come out of it? So I believe, like the typical Nigerian thing, these guys that are calling for strike, I feel it's time for them to cash out their 10 or 2. And who knows how much, maybe 2 billion has been voted for them to negotiate with government. And so we'll end up having 30,000 or 32,000 as the new minimum wage. It's a sad situation, but again, it's a reminder. People, there's a problem. I've been hearing here and there that Southeast should not join the protest. That is not well. Any way you look at it, I know I'm a development professional, and I look at things. This thing looks like it's worse in northern Nigeria and even southwest, where most of them depend on government. They don't run their big, but most southeasterners don't depend on your transformer. Now you buy your generator, your road. Now you. So we have sort of apple plan from breastfeeding. So we have been on our own. So whatever is happening is we are feeling the impact, though, but not as much as them up there. So well, we will continue to speak out, but I don't see any significant change anytime soon. And instead of saying their major response, they are referring us to other countries that inflation is happening elsewhere. Even Argentina is worse. They are telling us countries that are worse, that they are.
In fact, they refer to UK as gone into recession or something. Yeah.
The senior president Akpabio, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? He said on the floor that most of the protests are sponsored protests, and that obviously that's the mentality of our leaders. People that have lost touch with the people they are leading. They are in Abuja. They don't know that there are people inside Arochukwu, inside Asanem, inside villages, and inside Isiala, people that don't have food to eat. Clips, I imagine. Last week, one woman was carrying his child. She fell inside the market. She's selling pure water. Out of exhaustion. When she was revived, she said she has not eaten for 4 days, and that she came to sell that pure water so she would have something for the children.
So sad.
Market people were surrounding her, pouring the pure water on top of her. Yesterday, I saw news again. Somebody fell in the market. Hunger still. Yeah. This tells you clearly, people are rationing. Families now are cutting food just to make people eat twice a day. With the ration what people will eat, no matter how small. People have been pushed to the wall. But we will continue speaking now. For me, if the protest is to hold, or if there's any fora or strike, people should join. If we keep quiet, we die. If we talk, we die. Let's cuckoo talk. That's my own.
Okay, it appears that the ruling class, just like you said, it appears that they are quite comfortable with the situation we are having at hand right now, because we are not seeing any concrete plans from them to address this issue. The president appears so bereft of ideas, no concrete plans. The last time he said they should distribute grains and other things, food items to Nigerians. And many Nigerians say, okay, by the time you distribute these food items, and they will eat it maybe 1 or 2 days. So what happens is subsequently, is there no concrete plans? Don't we have concrete plan on ground for this government to address the situation we are having at hand?
Well, for me, to be fair to this government, they are doing something. But whether what they are doing is enough is still another thing altogether. The vice president announced they have established one price control board that will regulate food prices.
How possible can that be? Can you regulate price for somebody who you are not even, supplying food items?
Well, it's with Nigeria's currency falling, it has become more profitable now. People now move. Once they get the food, they want to go eat and sell it in other countries. Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, neighboring country. Because their money is now like $1 to us. And so they are now pushing, and that's one of the reasons why we are having scarcity of food. I think one of the governors in the north announced that no trucks will come to his state to collect food.
Niger State.
Niger State. Niger State. So the typical thing we do when we were small, if you have a pawpaw in your backyard, the one that is good, you want to take it to market. The one that is bad, the way I will eat this one. So they are selling the few good ones, the crops they have, and then people are within that state, people are hungry. That's what's happening in Nigeria. I saw a news headline yesterday where they said federal government and custom discovers 32 outlets through which food is being smuggled out. It's very lucrative now. Well, government saying that they are going to release 62,000 tons of grain, be 42.
Yeah.
It is a good gesture, but then through what channel? For example, I know there are silos along Aba Enugu Expressway.
Yes.
Where they store food.
I think before, is it before you, after Okigwe or so? I think, or is it close to Okigwe?
Yeah, no, I don't think it looks like it's before Okigwe.
Okay.
You see, there 1, 2, 3, 4 like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So if they open that, what's the mechanism for sharing it and for ensuring this thing gets to the common man? Sadly, like everything that has been that we know in Nigeria, they will share it through maybe Labour Party or PDP agents or the senators. You go to one senator's house, you see stack of 10,000 bags of rice. When will they ever be shared to how will it get to the people that actually need it? It will be tools for political compensation. Well, I don't know how that will work, but for me, whether it's food distribution, we have seen it. In fact, in southwest Nigeria, is it palliative or is it during Tinubu? Then they are the masters of food distribution and all that. We see what happens on TV. The one bag that will be released, finally, when it will come one community will receive one bag of rice. One community of 2,000 people, it will receive one bag of rice. And you know it's quite a joke. It's not like they don't know how they will do it well, or use technology, use people's BVN, or use numbers of families and say, how many do you have registered? No, they will not. They will prefer to do it in a manual way that will never be accountable, and people will not know. So, like, as for your question, government is doing something, or like they claim to be doing something. They are releasing press releases back to back. They are telling us it is the past administration and Buhari that caused it and everything. So at least we can see that they are doing something. But whether what they are doing is enough is the one I cannot stand here to judge. Let's just be hopeful and hope that things will get better.
All right. Mr. Sam, let's talk about the issue of Naira crash. Of course, you've seen where it is. It keeps on going down every day. I think it's about 1,850 or something now to a dollar.
I saw 1,900 today.
Okay, all right. So maybe before the week runs out, maybe we'll have 2,000 to a dollar, in this country. Now, is it proper for maybe the government, is it proper for them to reverse this issue of fuel subsidy, which was removed, abruptly by the president upon assumption of office on May 29, without putting, the necessary measures in place to cushion the effect of such removal? Many people say return it. Other people say please do not. What's your take?
My brother, I don't even know what to believe. This whole Naira thing started in June last year, just 1 month after the new government took over. They removed the cap on regulation on Naira, and the thing started falling. All of us were saying, when dollar reach 500 Naira, it will. And when dollar reached 1,000, that would be the end of dollar. Now has reached 1,000, reached 1,500. And one thing is that dollar moves in pari passu with fuel. So when fuel was 385, went to 500, they say it's because dollar was deregulated. Dollar was 607. And when the thing rose to 580 or so, dollar was rising. But did you notice that fuel has been in one place, 680, for at least for some months?
And Naira is going down.
Dollar was going to 1,500, 1,000, 1,000, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500. Do you think it is a mistake? Me, I think maybe they have even put in place the subsidy. Maybe they have gone to beg those people, say, I beg, don't increase fuel again. We'll pay you something. Make Nigerians no. That's why they held the dollar the fuel to 680. Why did the reason why they are telling us fuel increased yesterday was because I think it's tanker drivers also.
Tanker drivers.
Yeah, they went on strike, and maybe people out of panic buying that in the next few days we won't see fuel, and people are buying to store, and the price has increased. But generally, the people that have the fuel merchants, those people that earn this thing, that's the biggest cabal in this country. They control fuel and how much you sell and the economy generally. So the Naira going high, I think something can be done. But the crop of people managing our economy right now, whether they can do it is what I don't know. There's a reason why when Okonjo Iweala, some other people, even Soludo, when they were there, those first-class economists and people, even World Bank acknowledged before, when Goodluck came back for his term, he called Okonjo-Iweala. She gave him condition and said, I will be the coordinating minister of economy, the finance minister, budget and planning, all of them will be under me. Are you with me?
Yes.
So if a whole president had to bow to that condition and allow her, and you will notice then, even towards Christmas, price of rice will even be falling instead of rising.
Yes.
Things we were paying off our debt. But now that when we think it's every position in the country, Minister of Women Affairs is for political compensation.
Yeah.
Also, Minister of Finance, Central Bank Governor, everything is tribalism, ethnicity, religious bigotry. We are now seeing the result. So I do not know if people have the nerves to make the kind of hard decisions, to bring the kind of leadership that will help us reverse this trend that we are seeing. But if we continue to work with this kind of, obviously the people there don't know what they are doing. They are just watching Naira on a free fall, as in it's just falling. Country you took over 8 months ago, anything good that happened in November, August, September, they will say it's because Tinubu has taken over. All of a sudden, things are going bad. In February next year, you are saying, oh no, it's Buhari and his government.
Yeah.
It's the decisions they made. It's a sad situation. So, but I don't think anything meaningful is coming as we are looking at them now, unless there's any hope that they will change the leadership or do something drastic to hold this economy.
When you talk about changing leadership, we just have to enjoy it till the next maybe 3 years time when you go to the polls again, to elect your leader.
I watched a video yesterday, and young men were having a drink and more like partying, and they were singing that it is 4 plus 4 that they must give Buhari 8 years.
Tinubu actually,
So,
yes.
yeah, Tinubu 8 years. And interestingly, those are our people from the southeast Nigeria. So, well, if we give him, all of us will be here together. I don't know what will happen. Let's see.
All right. Another source of worry is that so many companies have actually left the country. So many of them, even Shell, JSK, a lot of them have actually left the country. Could it be the reason we are having this bad economy, or was it because the bad economy, they've seen it already, that was why they left? Some people said it's as a result of insecurity, but during Buhari's time, we had worse insecurity, and they were still here. So what must have pushed them out of the country? And we are having, since they've left, Nigerians, have lost their jobs. Unemployment rate is going up every day. So how can we stem this particular tide, Mr. Sam?
So today unemployment rate is 5% in Nigeria. And most of those companies that left did not leave from Borno or Maiduguri or Yobe. Most of them were in Ogun State, in Lagos, and all that. And well-structured companies, one of the things they do is they always award consultancies to watch the direction of the government. Political consideration is a very big thing in business. Investors do not come where there is war or where they cannot read that for the foreseeable long term that there's a growth or something good is about to happen. And so it's a warning for even us local people. When GSK, when pharmaceutical companies are leaving and moving to Ghana to focus their production, there's something they are seeing. Obviously, you may ask what you may not see it.
Yeah.
But now we are seeing it. It's towards the end of last year, middle of last year, we were seeing most of those news. And it didn't make headlines like it's anything serious. When they say this one has closed or has moved their production to, we say nothing. But now we are seeing the impact.
Yeah.
So investor funds are not coming in. People are unemployed. They don't have any way to go and work and eat. The impact is that the economy, use your family, use every other, look around people in your street. How many men are gainfully employed and working, doing? You will see a full graduate now, he's maybe doing keke.
Yeah.
Well, he's employed, but he's actually existing, not living, surviving. When you can save capital, and what our government can and should do is, how do we empower our people? How do we create in Abia 10,000 new businesses, new jobs? Yeah. Even if it's to assist people, when we get loan, you will see a few people will just share it, 10 billion, and the money will fritter away. And what will they do with such money that they steal to go and buy a house in US? That's all. They invest it here. I've never managed any business here. So a politician steals the money, he can never manage a business. Those are some of the issues. The entrepreneurs that are doing, if you go to Peace Mass Transit now, if you go to some of the known businesses, things are down. Can you give them subsidy and tell them expand your factory? Commit that you will employ at least 200 more people, and you give them a grant of 50 million. This thing looks like madness to an ordinary man, but these are things that can help the economy move. That man can own a tissue paper, use one big machine, and employ 20 more people in the first month. Some people are out of the street. But we are not looking at those things, and the government is not thinking along those lines.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, Mr. Sam, it appears that we are heaping all the blames on the federal government. Yes, we know that they are the arrowhead. But then again, when we come to the subnational, I mean, the state governors, are they not supposed to do something? You are an SME expert. I mean, is there nothing they can do to save the situation, especially where it concerns the SME, small, medium enterprises and all that? We have one, take for instance in Aba, it used to be a hub of all these SME, I mean here in Abia State. But do you think the state government presently is doing enough to help these small businesses to thrive, especially in Aba and Omwa as well?
Okay, so when I speak about government, it's not so much about federal, it also includes the state government. But I just have to give it to the state government in Abia. Are you with me?
Yes.
One of the first steps to supporting is to create a conducive environment for business. And take it from me, the way most internal roads, which it was a state of emergency in Abia, are being fixed. In Aba, you could see some people are able to move their goods to warehouse. Well, unfortunately, the economy is generally bad, but people are not crying like that in Aba. Because, a container that you used to clear for 5 million or 3 million has now gone to 18 million. Well, these people will say, okay, when they bring you, the goods that they would have sold for 1,000 naira or 900 naira, typically, they will even double it times 3. So who is the last man, the common man, the final consumer that is crying? But for me, in Aba and the way it is situated, if the government starts sharing money, or in Abia, using it as an example, maybe I don't think it will give a lot of impact. What I feel the government should do now is what they are doing. Create the roads, expand the markets, make them just like in Lagos. Every now and then we hear that they have told one of our brothers, move this market from here, go to this other place. Because when you standardize the market, more money will come, more warehouses will be built. People that were from Papara teaching inside one batter will now have a bigger shop. And maybe they will say, well, how do I steal goods in my shop? They will go look for loan. Things will be better. The federal government talked about loan and some support for SME. We have not seen that come to pass. Even student loan and all that, we have not seen that. So for me, I think the government of Abia, to be fair to them, they are in the right direction. And I know they inaugurated, they have either a committee or an agency for ease of doing business, which for even thinking of it, that is cool too. making sure C of O's are being signed. Because if you have a house or small land that you want to go to bank to use and borrow money, you cannot. You cannot if it is not registered. And in some governments, for 8 years, in fact, it is a thing of who knows who for you to have your CF of O signed in Abia. People, governors don't sign, it's only the governor. But right now, last year, I saw advert by government agency asking you that it now takes 30 days for you to do. Those are part of ease of doing business. Because when you have a small land that you can take to a bank and they're able to give you 2 million, it's helpful. But when you have it and have like water processes and you cannot borrow and you don't know how to, your business is people. It's this thing. I'm sure if you talk to people in Aba, they will tell you things are getting better. If they can expand the market, create the infrastructure, put the roads, let people, Aba is a central market. So people should be able to come from Port Harcourt, from Uyo, let there be access for them to come. From Owerri, from all sides, they will be coming. And now, things are better. It's a cleaner city. Many people will tell you, I'm not going to abide the date and all that. But I see people walking around the clock now, feeling this thing. But I will criticize them. I think I give it to them. Making the effort. They think when they finish on this side of the road and then put in critical infrastructure, we'll now begin to tax them. How do we empower even young people that are under entrepreneurships? People that are learning skills here and there.
Because these people will also need loans. I mean, they may not have the land or any other property to approach any bank. But I think, can't the state government actually look into that and probably set aside some funds to give these people loans to start off something for SMEs?
Yeah, not just loans, but grants too.
Okay.
Not just loans, but grants. It's something that is needed critically because around the world, the success rate, if 10 businesses start today, within 5 years, 8 will fall, or 7 or 8 will close down for many reasons. But the two that will continue will grow to become Iroko trees. And so it is critical. You don't know who will succeed. The government has to be part of the success story of businesses within its location. There's a lot Lagos is doing to support their entrepreneurs. With that first 1 million naira, with that first 2 million naira, a young boy can come up to there and say, it is laundry business, I have idea. And you give it. Even if he makes mistake and the business closed down, there should be a mechanism to also support them. Because when they finally succeed, they will be happy to pay tax in the future. They will be happy to say, or it is under this. There are many people that with you win. I keep referencing it. You win during Goodluck Jonathan time.
Yes.
No form of corruption. People got 1.5 million. People got 5 million. People got 10 million. And many of those people, I can point to them. I know some of them that their business picked up from there. Then, and I know some of them that their own failed. But that is the example how it works. In Abia, our government can package something like that. I believe the governor may do that. Maybe they have it in the plans at some point. Okay. But right now, I think they are focused on roads and infrastructure.
Now, when you talk about grants, when it's given, you are not expected to pay back. But some people are, that some Abians do not have jobs, and especially the younger ones, and hence we are having these rising cases of, criminality and all that. Many people say that this government appears not to be, just like he said, sharing money and all that. But people need to eat. So you need to make some funds available. Maybe you can call it a grant or something, but, make funds available for people to access. People that want to use it for business or something else, just to sustain themselves, spending when they get something reasonable to do.
Yeah, we've bastardized this thing we call empowerment. Are you with me?
Yes.
And there are artisans out there. If a government is interested and maybe one gets the best heads around, who says we cannot gather 100-200 youths and put them in apprenticeship in maybe put them through training for 1, 2, 3 months, and then put them in maybe companies where they can do apprenticeship. If your own is welding, you go to the place where they learn welding. Maybe stay another 6 months there, and when they pass out, and government says, I will give you how much, what does it take to start welding? Give it to the person, give him an extra 500,000. I tell you, this whole process of training, empowering the person, giving him 500, maybe look for a shop. Everything might not take up to 3 million for one person. And so if you do that for 100 people, fashion designing might not take up to 3 million. Getting tailoring may not be, hairdressing may not. But if our government say every year we are empowering 500 people, they have extra money in their hands, and they have to. Even in your family, you see a young person that has passed through 1 year, bringing a machine, bringing everything, and say, I will not do anything. Everybody will be. So that a critical machine of 100 or 120,000, they stop somebody from doing this thing. And interestingly, it's not school now.
Yeah.
So I believe it's just who is looking for our government. Sometimes we are all fixated, or people that get a chance to be around the government, they are only looking for big projects. Big money. But there are little things that can make a difference. That can say, Governor, look at this. If you put 500 million there, it will be money well spent. We can count how many. There's something in the Abia state government, they say one village, one project, which I think is particularly good. Abia CSDP has always done something like that. People, communities bring their own counterpart fund, and government give them a part, I think 90% or 80%, and they use it to do community projects. Those are outstanding and laudable projects.
Okay.
That is for community, building communities, economic development. Who says a community cannot, when after the war in Southeast, when things were bad, we didn't wait for anybody to come and review. Communities were gathering. When they come, they will put palm trees and line it up on their land. Government will give them seed palm trees and they will line it up. On certain day, these people will, and you see, when they gather, they cut, process palm oil, they sell. They will take one of their sons and send him there overseas or send him to university. Many people that communities pay for their school fees did not forget their community. It is their general. So there are there in our communities, you have government gifting the cocoa. I'm from Umuahia. In my part, the cocoa, when I was growing up, I was seeing all those cocoa. And women in the village will gather every market day. You go and sell food in Hikotara. And that is this thing. Government can take initiative. If you look and you say cashew is what is, we have comparative advantage in this time. Why don't government look for fruit species? People don't know where to look for them. Along at Okigwe Road, we think those things just grew on their own. And along the Soti area. But there was a time government took effort to put those things. Look for community, dash it to them. 2,000 seedlings of palm tree. Give it to them. After 3 years, you will see people be carrying trailer to come and carry oil, carry palm kernel from this side. People will be coming from Kaduna to come and buy cashew fruit from here. Government just invested and helped people to show that we need people talking to government. Who is the government? What are you telling our government to do for us?
Okay, I think we should just leave it at that. Let me sincerely thank you, an economic right advocate and the executive director of Path to Growth Entrepreneurship Center, an Aba-based NGO that supports SMEs in Nigeria, Mr. Sam Ekuribe. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, for having me. It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. Well, that's the situation. It's time for us to open the phone lines, but let's take a breather now. When we come back, we open the phone lines to get your own reaction as to what we are discussing. How can we navigate through these hard times in Nigeria? Do you think there's anything government, especially those ones that we have on the state governments can do to help the situation? It's still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. When we come back, I'll now take your calls. 080-8182-6949 or 08116052949. Those are the numbers to get through to us. You can also go to our Facebook page. It's there, up and running. Go there, drop your comment so we can have a better conversation. Hello, good morning, welcome.
Morning, good morning. How is it?
I'm doing very well, and you?
Yeah, fine. My name is Tano.
Welcome.
So, as I said to you, ask your guests whether the ruling class are comfortable with what is happening or what with that effect. My solution is this. A lot of boom. Some people seem to be benefiting from the economic crisis and the high level of hardship in the land. Leasing grants from the food reserve will not benefit the poor masses. That they will be diverted to warehouses or to some other countries for sale. By the end of the day, everything becomes penny wise counseling. What is playing out, as I think, is what Tinubu said on the day of inauguration. He said he would continue. He said that he will continue from where Buhari has stopped. As he has continued all this elaboration by our guests. As what the ear that we hear is not bigger than stone, or be stronger than stone. So, I think he made mention of something I so much like and welcome because we have it. The question, do we not have it? We have it. We have cocoa, we have palm trees. So, the issue of I think the other factor there is just effectiveness of reaching to people. Who are the people? If you are trying to say you are distributing food, then after distributing the food, then what next? You ask the question when you are starting the program. Then what else? So these are our people being appointed to those fields. I don't think that they have the idea. Because if they didn't have the idea, the ministers all the rest, so they would have come up with a good plan. That we have a lot of things. We have a lot of things that we can produce. Now when we produce it, we can go a long way to employ people. Number one, two. It can go a long way to bring more food on our table. Okay. It can go a long way to make sure that the rate of cost of the rate of the food or goods will no longer be like as it is now. So my brother, the issue is this: I don't know whether they are lacking ideas. I don't know whether they are hearing us. I don't know whether they are for us. This leadership of Mr. Maran, Mr. Ginega, I don't think that they can come up with any idea that can survive this matter. Except they can welcome efforts. And those efforts we are talking about, not from our side. We have people in Nigeria that can help them to assist them to get this thing well done.
Thank you,
they can't do it. They're only for themselves.
Thank you.
Let's just see what God will do in no distant time. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Don Casey Guy, for real. Blaze Harry on our Facebook page, he said, put the right square in the right hole. Good governance is not rocket science. Let's do better. Okay, let's take another call now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Denica.
Good morning, welcome.
I'm Okafor. I'm calling from Omai.
Welcome.
Thank you. When you talk about the economy, my brother, the problem we have is corruption. That is the major problem we have. And let me tell you the truth, there are a whole lot of leakages in our system. There is no amount of money you pump into this economy to stimulate it. There are already leakages. Places where this money will leak out from. What have we done with all the money we borrowed? Today we are suffering from the numerous borrowing that we acquired from international nations. That is why we don't have crude again to refine. What have we done in the area of building refineries, constructing refineries in the midst of removal of oil subsidies?
Okay.
My brother, I think that we really need to address certain issues from the area of governance and leadership.
All right.
So that if we get it right from that angle, economically, we will still get it right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Zeka Elvis has said the truth of the matter is that those in charge of our economic policies have lost idea on how to make things right. It will be better for them to step down honorably and stop deceiving Nigerians because they have failed woefully in every aspect. May God help Nigeria. Thank you so much, Zeka Elvis. Hello, good morning.
My brother, remain listed for life.
Thank you.
Excellent is my name.
Welcome.
Yes, it's that governance. See, it can't give what we don't have.
See, our people, I blame some governors that now have working that cannot perform. Okay, now here in Abia State, see what is happening. I know this grant of a thing that man mentioned, that put very well, and that's very well.
Hello, excellent.
I'm hearing you.
Okay, go ahead.
1,000 miles begins to step. And you can't look up and down at the same time.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Excellent. Let's see if we can take the final call on the show before we leave the studio. 080-8182-6949 or 0811605. Hello? Okay. I think you should be the last caller. You didn't turn down the volume on your radio set, and it really affected what we're doing here. Let us leave it at that and exit the studio now. Sincere thanks to all of you who actually called in and drop your comment on our Facebook page. May God bless you. We'll come back again on Friday on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. I just hope that the authorities concerned who are charged with the responsibility of turning around the economy of Nigeria, they are listening. People are suffering. There's every need for you to attend to this situation now before it gets out of hand. I'll see you again. Good morning.